Hi, Tasha.
Hi,
I
AC.
get to interview you now. Let's talk about your background.
Okay. So I am also from the entertainment industry. I was an editor for 14 years. I worked on shows like The Equalizer, and which just got canceled, by the way, for season 6. I worked on One of Us is Lying, The Irrational, um, Queen Sugar, Love Victor, lots of reality shows like Bachelor. So yeah, I worked in the industry for 14 years. The strike happened in 2023 and my life changed. I was booked and busy and then I became non-existent. I was out there with everybody kind of striking for our writers, for our actors, and was thinking just like AC. That's why we are actually friends because his life is my life. So he just described everything that I was feeling. Like all of a sudden, being booked and busy was not it. I was striking. I was saving up for freelance life. It's just part of my life. So I was saving up for waiting through this strike. Equalizer came back for season 4 in January, and I worked from January to May. And I was just like not feeling it, not feeling time spent, wanting to be remote. Working remote was amazing. I was working in the industry when the pandemic happened. We realized, oh my God, you can make TV from home. It changed my life. I just decided I want to work remote. Pajamas is great to work 16 hours, 28 days straight. Exhausted and tired, wanting to be with my family, not able to go places, not able to do things. Even though I was remote, I was still tied to my desk at home and wanting to be free. So when the strike happened, I decided I was going to make a pivot and find something that was right for me. And started looking up jobs that were interesting as a storyteller because that's who I am. I'm a storyteller. I love editing. I love telling a story. I love being creative and wasn't for sure if data was for me. And oh my God, I found out it's everything that I am. Um, I'm telling stories. I'm telling data stories instead. And I'm not telling it to the audience, but I am telling it to stockholders and executives to help them make decisions on how to greenlight a show or customer engagement or retention or churn. And I found all of this at Triple Ten. It just really revitalized my passion for storytelling. It made me feel like I could be the person who I always was, kinda like a full circle kinda happened to me at that moment, and, I graduated, and, I've been looking for work, and, I'm here as an advocate for Triple Ten. It literally is really what I needed to know to go into something that I truly am passionate about, telling a story, telling data stories, and being creative. And you don't think that that's what numbers are for, or you think that patterns are different, or you think that you're creative and it's coding and I'm scared. Like, don't be scared. It's like the best thing that could ever happen to you.
Side note, yeah, round of applause for Tasha. Thanks for sharing your story. One side note, when Tasha and I connected, we realized we worked for the same production company, probably in the same building at the same time, but we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
Melissa over there was also working at the same production
Oh,
company.
oh
Just
my
relationships
God.
there. Um, so it's really funny. It's a small world, everyone knows each other. So crazy. Do you mind? Do you mind talking about your process in searching for a boot camp? Why Triple Ten? And what was your experience like during the boot camp?
Okay. So yeah, I started searching. So, algorithm happens. I'm getting all of these boot camps that are coming up. So Triple 10 came up several times. And I loved it. It was 4 months for the business intelligence analyst, it was for 4 months. And I wasn't for sure what was for me. I was green, I was not tech, and I didn't know. So I took a quiz and it told me that I needed to be a data scientist, but I just knew that I'm a storyteller and I knew what I wanted. So I called and I spoke with someone from Jamaica. I don't remember this woman's name, but she lived in Jamaica and she really told me how I needed to trust this process of where my mind was headed. Like I was on the right path, even though I had no clue what I was doing or what this meant. And I had to trust it. And I did. And she said, "This is perfect for you." I signed up. I started it. It was hard. The first thing I had was like Excel. And I was like, oh my God, I used Excel because even though I was an editor, I was an assistant editor as well. I used Excel all the time. And honestly, the transferable skills are real. I literally worked for a union for 12 years doing, I had a database and I was doing all this data stuff that I had no clue that I was doing, that I realized that I was doing. So it was like literally my life full circle. So I used Excel a lot and was really familiar with it. It was the first sprint that I had, and it was hard and it was challenging. Triple 10 is not easy. It is, if you're passionate about what you want to do, then you're going to realize it doesn't come to you easily. You're supposed to work hard. You're supposed to study. It's supposed to be challenging. We aren't supposed to be just this is it for me. It's so easy. It's hard. And it's a skill set that you have to learn and you have to work on. And it doesn't stop with Triple 10. It just graduating. I'm still sharpening my swords and I'm still investing in learning and digging more on this new insight. So yeah, I went through the program. I graduated. I'm looking for jobs and it's hard.
What what were some good things in Triple 10 that like really helped you? Was it like the tutoring? Was it the courses? Can you outline some of the positives?
Okay. So there's tutoring, one on one, um, with a study group. There's afterwards, there's a career acceleration where you're working on your resume. There's always help with Triple 10. You're not alone. Even though you feel like I'm learning something new, there's always someone to talk to. There's always a tutor. I love our tutors. I love our one on one. I love the career acceleration part where we're literally working with career coaches that are inspiring us to live our passion, making sure that we have all the tools that we need to be successful. It doesn't mean that there's job placements. Honestly, that's where I'm at. I'm towards the end right now of everything, and I have a placement counselor, which makes me network, makes me talk to all of you guys, makes me go out and meet AC. It's a crazy story. Yeah, I reached out to him on LinkedIn, realized his story was mine, and connected with him. So it's all about just showing up as yourself, being authentic to who you are. Triple 10 is amazing with giving you the tools that you need to be successful at what you want to do. It doesn't mean that it comes easy. It just means it gives you some insight on what you can do to get to where you want to be.
Thanks for your story.
Yeah.
Just a show of hands, who is currently in the program? Anyone currently? Oh, okay. A lot of you
Ooh,
guys.
yeah.
Welcome. Who is here just for, who's brand new, here just to curious, wanting to, okay. Okay, yeah. Hey, nice. Nice. Thanks so much for taking the time to come out here and hang out with us. I want to ask you last question. So I know you were searching for work. there was a job that you really wanted that you didn't get, which I tell her, don't worry, because she got offered another job that you don't really want. But how's that experience so far? Well, first of all, talk to us about the job search. How's that been?
Okay. Job search is crazy hard, but I will not give up. So, being in the industry, I had an amazing job interview, guys, at Stars for Content Insight. So, you have to remember, this is my life. I love film, I love movies, I love content. Like, it's what I do, it's what I live and breathe. It's all my passion inside of me. So interviewing with Stars was so amazing. Like I was like, I'm gonna be a manager of content insights. Are you kidding me? Yes, this is my job. They loved me. Like 3 interviews, but I didn't get the job. So I was like, but I got the best feedback. They said, "Oh, Tasha, your expertise lines with advertising, like a Hulu Plus or a Fast Channel." I mean, it was the best insight that I can get. So it wasn't about the outcome. It was the journey and what I learned about myself throughout it, how I'm marketing myself today. And I know that my job is my destiny. What I want to do is out there. It's calling me. It's waiting for me to come get it, and I'm going after it wholeheartedly, like 100%. So I got another job offer for the County of Education. I'm just kind of migrating data from one HR system to the next HR system. HR is one of the things that I'm also interested in. So I have a focus one on entertainment industry. I have another one on travel and another one for HR. So yeah, I'm not that geeked about it because I'm not doing what I want to do completely. But I'm waiting for it, and I'm still looking for my content insights, Warner Brothers, Hulu, Roku, Disney. I'm here. I'm all the way here for it.
But we were telling you earlier that you're still way ahead of so many other people. You got a job. You got a job offer.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's not something you want, it's like, what is it? Shoot for the stars, land on the moon, or whatever. Like we're still progressing, right?
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, I think that's a really a testament to your hard work.
Yeah.
If there's one thing you want everyone to take away from today, what would it be?
Tap into what you want to do. Your freedom, your work-life balance, your passion, and like go for what makes you happy. Like don't hesitate. Don't think that this isn't creative because it totally is creative. It totally is going to inspire you to utilize all your transfer skills that you have from your other life and how you can come full circle. So like go for what you want. That's what I want you to take away from this. If you're unsure of what Triple Ten has, if you're unsure of like is this weird? Does it align with me? Trust me, there's data in every industry, whether it is hospitality, whether it is the medical field, whether it is insurance, no matter what it is, it has data and it has a tech component that can really make you live your life the way that you see it. So go for it 100%. That's what I say for today.
Thanks, Sasha. Thanks, everyone. Do we want to do Q&As or two people? 2 questions. Anyone have a question? Oh, back there.
I need to shout. It's okay. Yeah, I can.
Hi. Hello everyone. I just want to send advice to everyone regarding LinkedIn. When I have experiences like there's a filter in LinkedIn where you're looking for jobs. Remember, I usually like 2,000 people apply for a job. There's a filter that says less than 50 applicants will tell a lot, and that's much better to apply for jobs. Like they will see your resume because otherwise they will see it. And my question is like how then like if you create like a website or something for if you apply for a job or something, what do you think is better, like to develop more like the front end or the back end? Because the front end is something that they will see more, but maybe for some jobs the back end is more important. So what do you think is more something that that will make an impact? They will remember you, like if they see your website, it's better in the front end or the back end?
I feel like this is an Emily question.
Yeah.
Um,
So the main answer is both. But like if you're doing full stack, like if you're going for full stack jobs, then I would incorporate back end. And then because like at the end of the day, you're gonna get like an interview if let's say they like what you're doing on the back end, and then you could show your creativity and your human skills in the interview. But like I think the real answer is both, and having some examples of both and not showing everything. It's all about prioritization. So like I'm sure all of us have strengths and weaknesses, and some of us are better at front end versus back end, and probably why you do both, because you're like, I just need to compensate. I don't know. That's what I had to do at one point. But I would say like if you know your strength is front end, then lean into your strength. You can learn the back end, like the extra back end stuff if they're like, we want a little bit more of that. So whatever you're most confident with, do that, a front end portfolio, and then apply, and then you could prove your back end technical skills in the interview, because they always do technical interviews. And then if you're more back end focused, if you're like really confident with that, do that. And then likely they'll just try and gauge and ask you about your front end experience. Like, can we see some of the mock-ups or whatever it is? So lean into your strength, because it's very rare to be really good at both to start, and you need to be really honest with yourself. So focus on one thing, because if you give too many things to someone to look at, they're gonna get confused and they're gonna feel like you're not sure of which one you're like actually better at, because everyone's better at one of those, at least to start. So that would be my answer.
That's just quickly. Would you include a picture of you? Sometimes just if it's a picture of yourself in your own website, will you include a picture of yourself or better not?
It depends on your comfortability with that. So I would say it's comfortability. Like if you're an introvert, a lot of people would be like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna just put my front. Yeah, you're like, yeah. I'm gonna just leave my photo to LinkedIn. Which is like, you got to pick and choose. So if you're putting your portfolio on your LinkedIn, you don't have to put your photo there. Then you're just shoving your face in them, and then you're like, okay, I want to see your work. So the short answer is no, you don't need to put your picture. But if you want to, don't make it the primary thing that people see. Make your name, because your name is what they'll remember. Because usually they'll see your portfolio based on the email you send or through LinkedIn, and they'll see your picture, or they'll just kind of get to know your name. And that's more important, where they'll see your portfolio just right under your name versus flashing a bunch of images and like projects in front of them. So keep it focused on what you present to them, your name and your work. Right. You know.
Thanks for the question. And I'm gonna need your workout regimen. Dude's jacked. All right. Who has the next question? Okay.
Hi, my name is Abdul. I'm a current student at the BIA programs. There as the recruiter. So my question is for Tasha or AC or both you guys. You guys both seem pretty extroverted for the most part. Am I? My background is really in sales. I've been a store manager and really into motivating teams and people and driving sales and driving exceptional customer experiences. But I feel as though as I've been interviewing for different roles, I've been told that I can be a little bit too much or a little bit like too extra. So I was wondering if you have any advice on how to network, how to read the room as an extrovert, and how to still like shine, but kind of like not be, I don't want to say too bright, but like how to like how to network, how to read the room a bit, how to kind of be more of a chameleon.
Yeah. Thanks for the question. Yeah, I am an introvert. I don't seem like one right now. I do this when I do stuff like this. I tap into my actor character, and then after this, when I get home, I'm under my covers and watching Netflix and taking a recover for a week.
Yeah.
But for me, it's funny. The first couple months I started at my new job, my manager told me, "Hey, AC, you need to can you just tone it down just a little bit because you're being a little too much." The thing about my mistake was, when you're in the field and you're producing, and you're with camera guys, audio guys, PAs, what have you, there's not really an HR person. It's a really like scrappy group of people. Like people curse. People. I mean, I've been on sets where people yell at each other. I've seen someone get fired on the spot. It's really, really like a very different environment. And when I got this first job, it's my first corporate job. I really needed to figure out how to fit in, like you said, and I needed to dial it back a little bit. But I think a lot of it is also sort of just observing first, rather than, I mean, when I got my first job. And when you're networking too, I think, there are things that are appropriate, and there are things that are just like etiquette, and being professional. And that's something that I learned at my corporate job. I think I definitely, on one hand, I'm not really myself. I know it's kind of sad to say at a corporate job. It's kind of hard. But on the other hand, I think look, my goal with all of this career change was to find a career that I can just tolerate, make money, and go home. Like these people, I don't owe these people anything. They could replace me at any moment.
Yeah.
I don't really care anymore, Like I just there are certain things about my job that I do love, and that's good enough, Like I love speaking of transferable skills, I love making graphs. Like coming from a visual medium, graphs are like my jam. I love making graphs that inform people and their data. And so yeah, and then in terms of corporate, I think I realized there's a certain way people in corporate talk. Like the first time I ever witnessed an argument in corporate speak was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Because they're obviously like the subtext is they're cursing at each other, but really it's like the nicest conversation. So that's like that culture is something that I had to learn while I was in there. So I would say, I know it's kind of tough, but yeah, I think trying to be professional, but also even putting a little hints of yourself in there is okay.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not there yet. I haven't got a job, but I would say transferable skills. I look like an extrovert, but I am not. I am an introverted. I'm an editor. I want to be in a dark room by myself, looking at footage and cutting. So it's like data's the same way. I just want to be by myself, looking at patterns and making a great visual to our stockholders. And I really don't want anyone to look at me, talk to me, or be engaging. But at the end of the day, we all have to politic, and we all have to network, and we all have to navigate that space. So I say shine, let your star shine, but at the same time, there's balance, read the room, be professional, and laughter is always good. Being witty, being funny just a little bit is okay, to show your personality. And then, listening is helpful. You have to remember that being an extrovert, you have to listen to others as well, because how are you going to get to know them if you never hear what they're saying? We all want to be heard, and seen. So, just keep that in mind. Don't dim your light, shine, and be happy.